Good morning, students. Hope you are doing well at home. Today we will start with chapter 14. The name of the chapter is Light, Shadows and Reflection. First of all, we should know the meaning of light. Light is a form of energy. It enables us to see around us. We can see objects when light energy reflected from them reaches the retina of our eye. For example, in the morning we see our surrounding. This is due to the presence of sunlight. But at night, can we see the things? No, because there is a darkness all around. So this shows that we can see things in the presence of light only. Sources of light. Any object that emits light is called the source of light. In this video, we will study about objects of light, sources of light, transparent, translucent and opaque objects, shadow. Now let us study luminous and non-luminous objects. Luminous objects, the objects that can emit light energy by themselves, are known as luminous objects. For example, sun, electric bulb, stars, etc. The luminous objects are visible as they emit light of their own. They give out the light. These objects are called the luminous objects, while the non-luminous objects, the objects that cannot emit light energy by themselves, are known as non-luminous objects. They do not emit any light. The non-luminous objects are visible because of the luminous objects. For example, moon, plants, plastic, rubber, etc. But non-luminous objects reflect the light falling on it from the source of light. And when this reflected light enters in our eyes, it enables us to see the object. For example, moon, wood, metal, rubber, plastic, plants, etc. The moon is not a source of light. We see moon because the light from the sun fall upon moon and moon reflect this sunlight and we can see the moon. Now let us discuss about the types of sources of light. Sources of light are of two types, natural sources or artificial sources. Natural sources of light includes firefly, the sun and the other star. Sun is a main source of light on the earth. Because of it, we are able to see our surrounding properly at daytime. Fireflies is an animal which produces a light of its own. This phenomena is known as bioluminescence. A biochemical reaction takes place within the body of the firefly which cause bioluminescence. This insect you will see at the night time on the grass. It gives out the light. Now, artificial sources of light. This is also known as man-made sources. Artificial sources of light include electric lamps, candles, flashlight, etc. Now let us move to the next topic, that is transparent, translucent and opaque materials. Depending on the extent of light passed through the objects, we classify objects into the three categories. First one is transparent, translucent and opaque. Now we will discuss the first one, transparent. Materials which allow light to pass through them are called the transparent materials. For example, glass, air, clean water. In this picture, there is a glass. When light fall upon it, all light pass through it. See in this picture and we can see across it. These materials are called the transparent materials. Next is translucent. Materials which allow light to pass through them partially are called the translucent materials. For example, smoke glass, butter paper, etc. In this picture, you see that there is a smoke glass. When light fall upon this glass, it partially allow light to pass through them and form a blur picture, not a clear picture. These materials are called the translucent materials. Next is opaque materials which do not allow light to pass through them are called the opaque materials. For example, wood, metal, colored plastic, coal, mud, etc. In this picture, there is a wooden piece is there. When light fall upon this wooden piece, it does not allow to pass through them, and we can't see across the wooden piece. These materials are called the opaque materials. Now we will study about the propagation of light. Here, propagation means how light travels. We all know that light always travels in a straight path. This is known as rectilinear propagation of light. I give you one example. Take a candle and a paper, light the candle and roll the paper, like as shown in the diagram. We see the light of the candle through this paper roll. This shows that the light travels in a straight line. But if we bend this paper roll, we cannot see the candle light. This shows that light always travels in a straight line. Now, we use different representation to show the propagation of light. First one is ray. It is a line ending with an arrow. It shows the direction of the propagation of the light. Next is beam. It is a group of rays traveling in an organized manner. This is called as beam. Let us proceed to our next topic, shadow. When we go for a walk at night, we have often noticed a black colored image is formed on the road. Have you ever imagined why it is formed? As we know that light always travels in a straight line. Similarly, light rays from street light travels in a straight line and fall on the road. When we get in the way, we stop light rays of the street light falling on the road. This results in the area of darkness appearing behind us. This dark area is called shadow. Shadow is the area of the darkness formed when an opaque object blocks the path of the condition required for producing shadow. First one is a source of light. Second one, an opaque object. Third one, surface or screen behind the object. I give you one example. If we place a ball between torch and the wall, we will find that the shadow of the ball is circular and its size changes as we change the position of the torch and the ball. If the torch is placed very far away, the shadow formed consists of two shades. The central patch, which is quite dark, this region of the shadow is called the umbra region, and the lighter area around the umbra is called the penumbra. Umbra is a very dark shadow while penumbra is less dark. Now we will discuss the characteristics of shadow. The size of the shadow depends on the size of the light source, size of the object. If the size of the object is large, the shadow formed is also large in size. The distance between the light source and the object. If the object is closer to the source of light, the shadow of the object becomes bigger, and if the object is placed farther, the size of the shadow decreases. The color of the shadow remains always black. Next is the distance between the object and the wall or screen. If the distance between the object and wall or screen increase, the shadow becomes weaker. The nature of the shadow depends upon the nature of the object which blocks the light. For example, an opaque object casts a dark shadow because the opaque objects do not allow light to pass through them. It blocks the path of the light, so it forms a dark shadow. A translucent object casts a weak shadow because it partially allows light to pass through them, so it forms a weak shadow, while the transparent object does not form any shadow because these transparent objects allow light to pass through them, so they will form no shadow. The shape of the shadow is same as the outline of the object which blocks the light. The shape of the shadow is similar to the outline of the objects which block the path of the light. Position of the shadow is always opposite to the source of the light. If the source of light is in the east direction, the shadow is always formed in the west direction. It always formed opposite to the source of the light. The sharpness of the shadow depends upon the size of the light source. For example, an electric bulb or a candle forms a sharp shadow, while an extended source does not form a sharp shadow. For example, fluorescent tube, etc. Today we have discussed the following topics. First one is light, second is sources of light, third one transparent, translucent and opaque materials, fourth one propagation of light, fifth one shadow. I hope you understood all these topics. Thank you and have a nice day.